Hey, what's up, Fresh Squad? Back again with another fragrance video talking about new fragrances today. Now, I did fall off on my past couple of videos with catching up with new fragrances, but I'm trying to get ahead of the game now, even though I am still maybe a day or two or three behind on this fragrance review for this, but I'm here. So that's all that we care about, right? Right. So we are talking about the great Paco Rabanne 1 million fragrance line. They just released a new one with new branding as well. So it's no longer Paco Rabanne's or 1 million. It's just Rabanne Million Gold, which I think is kind of lame, but everybody's rebranding these days. Look at Hugo Boss, they're now Boss, and a few other designer or big name companies. They all do this after a couple of years, and doesn't really make any sense to me, but whatever. We only care about what's inside of the bottle, not what is on the outside. Okay, I do care a little bit on what's on the outside, but not about the branding. Not about the branding. Before I get into talking about this fragrance, just need you guys to do me one quick thing. It doesn't take long. All you gotta do is like the video, subscribe, and comment what's your favorite 1 million fragrance. I personally love the original and 1 million Lucky. Those are my two favorites. Tell me what's yours. Tell me, have you smelled this new fragrance? Do you plan to buy it? And let's get right into talking about it. But did you subscribe? Yes, I'm still here waiting on you to subscribe. Go ahead, doesn't take long. Just click that subscribe. Okay, so we all know about Paco Rabanne and 1 million fragrances. They've been around for forever now, with the original being the most popular and I would say most loved in the line of fragrances. It just is such a sure winner. You can't go wrong with it. I recently got a sample of it and it just reminded me how much of a fantastic fragrance it is. And it also showed me that I actually had a dupe of it all these years that I've loved and gotten many compliments with. And that's this bad boy right here. It's called Territoire Gold. This is a secret of mine. It's a fragrance that I've been wearing for years now. People have always asked me, what are you wearing? And this is what I've been wearing. It actually smells similar to the original Paco Rabanne's 1 million fragrance. I didn't even know that all these years because personally haven't bought the original ever. I've only worn maybe a friend's or a sample of it. Never actually owned it, but I have been using this and I have been loving this as well. What we're talking about today, that's 1 million gold, or million gold I should say. I keep messing that up. So I did get the sample from my closest fragrance shop. The price there being $140 for a full retail. I've already sprayed it on my hand. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of first impression videos, so I already went through the motions of testing this out. So we're gonna talk about it and see what it is all about. Now, aside from the original fragrance and this fragrance, I personally love 1 million Lucky. I would say 1 million Lucky and 1 million the original are the two best out of the line. This one I do not hate. I actually like it, but getting into the notes right now, it is one of those fragrances that is just alright. It has citrus in there, it's woody, has some aromatic factors to it, which is not really a part of the DNA. It's more with this fragrance and a few others as well, more in the later line of fragrances, but this is citrusy on the opening, does dry down into a woody, slightly powdery fragrance, and it's not too sweet either as previous fragrances can be. It's more of a subtle sweetness with a bit of an aromatic and slightly citrusy fresh overtone to it. Not a bad fragrance at all, not a bad fragrance at all. But one thing I can say is you won't be racking up any compliments with this. Sure, you'll get compliments, but it won't be by the boatload like what the original would have gotten you, or maybe even 1 million Lucky. I think that one got me quite a few compliments, and still getting me compliments to this day. Now, also difference with this one, it's not going to be for any high heat situations. This is going to be one of those fragrances strictly for the winter, fall, or any type of cold environment. You can wear this comfortably and people will love it. It has a slight inviting smell to it, nothing too overpowering, nothing too cloying, and it's one of those fragrances that I think most people will like, but it's not going to be one of those fragrances that are going to be ultra or any much remembering to it. It's going to be, oh yeah, you smell nice. That's about it. Now, performance wise, it is not a bad performer either. It is one of those fragrances you could do a little bit more sprays than you normally do. You still won't be overpowering or overbearing to anyone. You won't choke anyone out. You won't choke yourself out. It's not a beast mode performing fragrance. Now, with that being said, that's kind of the standard these days, so I don't really take any points off of it for that. I think it's quite fine. Most fragrances these days are in the $100 range and they do not perform beastly. So we're just going to leave that out of it. So for the price point, for this day and age, it's pretty much an average performer. Not beastly, not weak, but it's right in the middle right there. Personally, I'm still on the fence about adding this to my collection or not. As I said, it's not a bad fragrance, but it's not a great one either. But I have been meaning to get another 1 million fragrance just for collection purposes, so I may or may not get this. But for my average viewer out there, for persons who are not fragrance collectors, I would say skip this one. I'd say skip this one entirely, even though I do like the bottle, how it looks. It's kind of neat. I like how it looks. I think it will look nice on my shelf. So I may get it for this upcoming fall and winter. I don't really have that much of those type of fragrances, so I may or may not grab it. If I do, you'll see it in future videos. If not, you won't. But the opinion matters. I already know what it smells like. I already know what it's trying to do, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I don't know how it's going to be on discounters. That's where I usually tell you guys to purchase fragrances. So if it does go down to a cheap enough price, I can say you can comfortably go and grab it. You won't really be disappointed, but you may not be overly excited about it either. So it's one of those fragrances, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying, it is not bad smelling, but it's not unique or overly exciting. They played it pretty safe with this fragrance. On the note breakdown, I think it's about 6 different notes in there or something like that. Don't remember exactly. I'll put it up right there. But yeah, in the note breakdown, not that much going for it. Pretty simple fragrance, and it's just Rabanne playing it safe. Now, with this last fragrance in their lineup, they kind of make it seem a bit hard to stick with the brand. As a fragrance reviewer and a fragrance enthusiast, I am going to be looking out for their future fragrances, seeing what they're about, but not with high hopes. There hasn't really been high hopes for their line since forever now. As I said, the last one that I really loved was Lucky, and that was in 2018 when they released that fragrance. So this is 2024, 6 years later, before they found another fragrance that is even close to being great. I wouldn't say it's even close to being great. I think it's just been in the same lane of being just okay fragrances. So yeah, since 2018, I haven't really had any fragrance that has been exciting. Unfortunately, it's just another safe, plain, disappointing fragrance in the fragrance world. Well, I just guess we gotta see what the other fragrance houses release. I am going to do a video on the new Prada fragrance because I think I got some interesting words about that. I know a lot of YouTubers have already talked about it, but I'm still going to put my 2 cents on that as well. And don't really have anything much more to say about this fragrance. Not many words for a fragrance with not many fragrance notes and not much going on for it. So let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite 1 million fragrance? What fragrance you are looking forward to, and if you've already smelled this fragrance or not, tell me your thoughts on 1 million gold and what you think the price point on this is actually worth. So until next time, guys, ain't really got much to say about 1 million or million gold. But until next time, big up.